morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal's, and it's Thursday. Yay. But that's the good news. The bad news is the fog is really socked in this morning. We're down to about, I would say, about quarter of a block. As you can probably see all around me if you try looking out of my windows. So really quite a dangerous situation. So a lot of care will need to be taken this morning. And other than that, it's a good morning. So I thought I'd discuss with you a little bit of a challenge that I've got with my Battle of the Bulges. For those of you who've been following that. You remember I was doing really well on that. And then I had a house guest, and it's really important for me that she eats at least one healthy meal a day, because I'm not sure what she's eating while I'm at work, if you get my drift. So the difference for me is that, of course, I am eating differently and struggling to keep to my routines. I'm managing to do that at work, but definitely not in the evenings. Though I'm not snacking. I must admit I am not snacking. So I'm not quite sure what's happening. And I think my body just needs to adjust. I haven't been on the Total Gym. I've only been on once this week, so I've got to get on there this weekend because I'll have no excuses for the next 3 days. And I need to do something to help myself. Nobody else is going to do it for me. So if I am committed to doing this, I need to put some effort in, and a lot of effort, preferably. I've also had a bit of a problem with Bean. He's not been well for the last couple of days. And he looked better last night, I must say, and he did have a good dinner last night. And I watched him have a good dinner and breakfast this morning. So maybe he's through it, whatever it was. But I'm going to keep a really close eye on him, and if we have any other recurrence of anything strange, then he's off to the vet. Whoa, I want to tell you something. This fog is pretty bad. I don't know. You can probably see 2 cars behind, but that's all. That's about what I can see up front too. No, I lie. About 5, I think. But that's it. It's not a lot of cars. Anyway, so the good news is it's Thursday, and for those of you who know, Thursday is my Friday because I don't work on Fridays, and it's also a special day because even though I shouldn't be celebrating that, it's also junk food day. Once every 2 weeks, I allow myself to buy some junk food, and it's Laurie's choice today, so I don't know what she's going to pick. If you remember, 2 weeks ago we had poutine. It was very good. Now, if she comes up with something like McDonald's, then I will just get the fries, which will make me feel like I've had a treat, but I won't bother with the burger and all the other bread and everything else that goes with it. And that's what I will do. Whatever it is that she chooses, I will try and take a modified version of it rather than not have any at all. That way I get to sort of not feel deprived, but on the other hand, I'm not being totally stupid with it either. Now, I've got quite a few new people that are starting to listen and watch Dear Mama Sal, and a couple of them are realizing that maybe there's something going on with the broadcast they don't know about. So I thought maybe I should talk a little bit about the broadcast. For those of you who might be interested but haven't just bothered to check in yet. We do at least 4 broadcasts every weekend, and sometimes we do more. The broadcasts that are regular are Friday lunchtime, Friday evening, Saturday 8 o'clock, and then Sunday at 3:30. Now the reason for those times are 2 times are during the day so that we can catch the Europeans who might want to listen in or watch, and then the other 2 are for the North American market, so which is the majority of the market, of course. And so we do try and sort of switcheroo this so that everybody gets a shot. The 2 daytime ones, that's Friday lunchtime and Sunday 3:30, we do on Vaughan TV, and the links are below here. And the 2 evening broadcasts we do on Tiny Chat, links below as well. And then depending on how many people are in Tiny Chat, we may move over to Vaughan later if everybody's feeling like that. So the difficulty is that these websites are inclined to be 19 and older, just so that you're aware. They don't allow people in that are under 19. So be aware of that. On the other hand, they don't have a top age limit that I know of. So what do we do on the broadcasts? Well, most of the time we just chit-chat. We sort of all know each other fairly well. Well, most of us know each other fairly well now. We've been together for about a year. And so it takes a little while just to get used to all the different names of people and where they're from. And we do try and do quite a good job of welcoming people that way. And so we keep doing that. Hello, let's everybody say where they're from and how old they are and those sort of things, just so that people get used to it. But there's no shortcut to that. The only way you're going to get used to it is if you come onto the broadcast and you've come on enough that you get, it's like the 2 times table. You've got to repeat the names enough, see the names enough to be able to have them stick in your head. And I assure you it takes me a long time too. And there are people who've been there a long time and I still don't know where they're from. But you know, it's a doofus thing for me. So a lot of the time we're a support group for each other, and like any sort of extended family would be. And then we laugh a lot, and that I think surprises people. So there's lots of kidding that goes on, and mostly kidding of me. They are quite convinced that my iced water is in fact iced vodka, and that's why I'm such a doofus. And they will constantly refer to that. the viewers are some of the nicest people you can meet in lots of ways. They come from all over. We normally have international sort of viewership on, I think, most of the times that we're on. We normally get at least one person from Australia. We normally get somebody from either the UK or Ireland, and we normally get, if we're lucky, we get Manon come in from France. And so it's sort of like, it's really interesting because all these different cultures come into play. And we love them. It's really great fun because they're all different sorts of sense of humor, all sorts of different types of people with different backgrounds and so forth. So it's really good fun to interact with those people. The sun's beginning to burn off the fog now. That's beautiful. So, and then sometimes we do some really serious work, which is, somebody will come in with an issue and we will work with them on that issue. So it's a very safe environment for people, and anybody who doesn't keep it safe is not somebody we want to keep around. We really don't try and tell people what to do. We try and find out what they'd like to do and support them in doing that. And talking of that, of course, one of the international people that I always am mentioning here is our Leslie from Scotland. And so that's what she did. She came in one time and listened she came in a number of times and listened. And then she spoke, and then she told us what her issue was, and that was the agoraphobia. And we've been helping her with that ever since, to the best of our ability. So, why go to the broadcast? Well, if you've got nothing else to do, it can be very entertaining. I can't tell you how long we broadcast for, because sometimes it's an hour or two, and then other times it's like 5 or 6 hours, and you don't have to stay for all of it, obviously. But it just depends who's there and what we're discussing as to how long that broadcast lasts. So I do encourage any of you who would like to try it, just to try and get into the different websites, just so that you can say, okay, fine, I know how to get there. And both of them, I believe you can get into when I'm not there. So you can at least go, okay, fine, let me test run this and make sure that I can get there so that I can be there on the day. And sometimes some of my viewers actually do go there and talk to one another when I'm not around. So don't be surprised if you sometimes find somebody in there. And feel free just to tell them you're checking the site out because you want to join the broadcast. And I'm sure they'll be very sociable if they're there. Now, if you try and do that and the person isn't sociable, you'll know they're not really a Dear Mama Sal viewer. What they are is just somebody else checking out the site for whatever reason. Not everybody that comes into the room is a regular viewer, you understand. So, but you're very welcome. I think that's what people are quite surprised about, is that they do feel very welcomed, and the fact that everybody is very genuine and we do really care in terms of, where you're from. You don't have to tell us, exactly what town you're from, but at least tell us roughly where you're from, so we get an idea of with yet another person from Ohio. We seem to have quite a few people from Ohio for some reason. We're wondering what's going on there or what isn't, that we got so many viewers from there. I guess you can see that the sun's really coming out now. It's beautiful. So I'm going to just call this a wrap. I'm hoping that you're having a great day. Or night, depending on when you're listening to this. I don't know what that noise is going on in my car, but I'll have to find out pretty soon. I'm going to send you all a big virtual hug and hope that you really are having fun, and I pray that tonight this particular video uploads a lot more easily than the last two I've been trying to upload. I don't know what's going wrong, somehow or other. I think I'm doing something wrong with the uploads with this new camera, and it just keeps failing on me, and I don't know why. We know it's probably user error. Maybe I'm going to be forced to read the manual. Anyway, have a good time, everybody. Big virtual hug. It's Dear Mama Sal saying that I really appreciate your support, your humor, and all your comments. Makes my day. Bye-bye for now.